Today's lesson is arrays and multiplying by 10 and 100. Our objective will be to find or we'll use arrays to multiply by 10 and 100. So let's go ahead and write that at the top of our notes. It's lesson 5-1, arrays and multiplying by 10 and 100. Here's the problem we're going to be asked to solve. One section of bleachers in a soccer stadium holds 100 people. There are 6 sections like this in a stadium. How many seats are there all together? In your notes, you're going to draw a picture, write an addition equation, and write a multiplication equation. So let's look back at the problem so we know what it's asking. One section of bleachers in a soccer stadium holds 100 people. So that's in one section. Another way to say that is each section. And there are 6 sections altogether. The question is asking, I'm going to underline, how many seats are there all together? I'm going to box all together because that tells us, it's a key word that tells us that we're looking for the sum or a total of all the seats together. And again, we're going to draw a picture, write an addition equation, and write a multiplication equation to go with this problem. So let's start off by drawing the picture. We need to be able to show how we can draw a 100 place value block. And if you remember, 100 place value block is known as a flat, and it will look just like that. It's a square. It's a 10 by 10 square, 10 units down, 10 units across, which makes 100. How many of those blocks do we need to show how many seats are in the stadium? Well, it said there are 6 sections of bleachers, so we can draw 6 flats. And that represents what it tells us in the problem, that there are 6 sections, each holding 100 seats. So we have now enough information in the picture that we can write an addition equation as well as a multiplication equation. So in your notes you have drawn an array that looks like this, 100 with 6 groups, and our addition number sentence then to add those together, 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 equals 600. We could also know that we can write repeated addition as multiplication. Counting our groups, we know that we have 6 groups of 100, which also gets us to 600 seats in the stadium. Now, let's try to do a couple more in our notes. Let's draw an array and find each product. Here's your first problem. 7 times 100. Very similar to our problem we just solved, although we need 7 groups of 100. So we would draw a 100 flat, and I'm not going to have room for the last one, 7 by 100 array, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, that would equal 700. Let's do our next problem. 9 groups of 10, 9 times 10. So a rod is what we'll need to draw, just a rod of 10, and we need to draw 9 groups of them. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So now we know that 9 times 10 equals 90. And that's how we would represent that using rods. Now you know how to draw an array and multiply by 10 and 100.